Welcome back, solo gamers. It is Jeremy from Just Meeple and Me, and this is part 2 of our epic unboxing video of the all-in pledge for the second printing of Deep Madness. So far we've done the core game, the Kickstarter exclusive box, as well as the first expansion. So that's 3 boxes. We have another 3 main boxes to go. So this game has 6 main boxes altogether. We're going to do these next 3 expansions. We're going to be doing the 7 epic monster boxes. So each box has a different epic monster that plays differently to add some more challenges. I'm going to show you guys some of the special extra tokens and dice that I got. And then we're going to show you the combined condensed storage solution so you don't have to lug around 7 boxes to your game night each and every night, or each and every time you want to play. So here we go. We're going to start with the Oracle's Betrayal expansion. God, I love the artwork on these boxes. I'm really torn right now because once I get everything condensed into the 2 boxes, what am I going to do with 7 or 6 empty boxes? I really don't want to throw them away, but I'm sure my wife is not going to let me keep 6 empty boxes around. I've already had to build a special closet just for my board games, and I know she's not thrilled about that. So I'm just a little torn right now. We'll figure it out, but I really hate to throw away some of these boxes that just, as you can see, just look amazing. So the Oracle's Betrayal. I'm not sure if this is what order of expansion this is, but from the back, you awake into a nightmare world, birth in pain and torment. You don't know who you are. You don't remember why you're here. All you know is that you need to escape. But the longer you struggle through this horrific place, the clearer it becomes that escape could very well be impossible. There are other things in this world with you. Tortured, brutal creatures interested only in their own survival, and strange, vicious collectors out to harvest your brain. Welcome to the Oracle's Betrayal, an expansion for the board game Deep Madness. Wow, that was a lot. So, this one has 3 new scenarios in it that will push investigators to their absolute limits. There's a new trial mechanism. Investigators will find themselves forced to aid this new horrific world to the hurt of themselves and their team. It is even possible that some investigators could be completely overtaken by the world's creator, Dr. William West, and become his unwilling, tortured puppets. To counter this terrible threat, the investigators will gain the new fusion mechanic, and when activated, investigators will be able to join together to use special abilities and tactics that they could never achieve on their own. Okay, so this one adds new scenarios, new mechanics, so a fresh take on the gameplay. So here we go. Let's see what's inside. 20-page manual. This one's a little thicker than the other 2 expansions that we looked at. Has more room tiles, 5 room tiles, 2 investigator cards. You can see there's Dr. or Professor William, who is trying to eat your brain and control you. So, fusion cards. So there we go. That's a new mechanic. New gameplay mechanics, and we won't go into the rest. I don't want to spoil anything, but definitely looks like a fresh take on the gameplay experience. So again, more tokens to punch. It looks like, these tokens here, these are all kind of unique to this expansion, and that's why the storage boxes, I believe, do have ways to store them so you can keep all these tokens straight, because yeah, it's going to be a pain if they're not. With all the uniqueness, we have our new investigators and new monsters in here. So the puppet, here we go. The investigator becomes an epic monster and is not an investigator any longer. Discard all of its cards except for the investigator card and the activation card markers and tokens. The abilities printed on the investigator card are treated as blank. And then yada yada. During its activation, it performs 3 actions. It must attack an investigator with the discarded weapon if possible. Otherwise, it must move forward to the nearest investigator. The puppet cannot be slowed, weakened, or paralyzed. Okay, so that's what happens if you lose your sanity. Become a puppet. See new room tiles. Looks really good. And we'll just look at a couple of the miniatures here before we move on to the next part of this unboxing. So this is the Professor. He is out there to control your reality, to steal your reality, to make you one of his puppet minions. He is not your friend. Okay. And let's see what we have here for new monsters. So we have these creepy and scary looking guys. Look like they can slice you up. Just eat your whole head straight on with that very large mouth there and teeth. Okay. Good, good. And that is the Oracle's Betrayal. So 3 new scenarios with new mechanics in the game to add a fresh sense to the game. So we're going to go ahead and open up the Rise of Dagon now. Put that one back up there. So Rise of Dagon expansion for Deep Madness. What happened in the Kadeth Deep Sea mining facility before the Lang Corporation investigation unit uncovered its horrors? You're about to find out. Prepare to enter a world that cannot exist, where a famously unsettling novel is pulling itself free of its pages, and normal human beings are transforming into terrifying monstrosities before your eyes, including you. Welcome to Rise of Dagon, an expansion for the board game Deep Madness. So, 3 new chapters, 26 miniatures, several new gameplay mechanics that makes each gaming session even more intense. The Rise of Dagon's 3 chapters run as an ongoing campaign, forcing infected investigators to continually devolve into the sickening deep one. So if you get injured or insane in the first chapter, you're going to struggle to complete chapter 3 with that, as it builds on itself. So that's cool. So then at the last sentence there, the Rise of Dagon further offers 2 new investigators, 3 new monster types, and 1 new epic monster, Lord Dagon himself. Oh, buddy. Alright, here we go. Let's get this opened again. This adds new mechanics, adds a campaign setting to it, where almost like a legacy, where wounds or insanity or madness stick with you for good or for bad. Another 20 pages. This one's just as thick as the Oracle's Betrayal. You can see there's Dagon. We'll look at his model in person here, but he is obviously a dark, deep minion, a master, an underlord, something powerful. Some extra clarification on these new tiles, new concepts, and then the storybook and the scenarios. So I think for scenarios there's 8, 9 if you count the bonus in the Kickstarter one, and then 6 new ones in each of these, or total. So that is 14 scenarios so far. Not bad. Once again, more things to punch. New room tiles. Small room tiles, colored bases. We have the new investigator cards, monster cards, the sacrificial daggers on top here. You may take X madness to deal X additional damage. So some strategy involved with that. So we've already kind of seen the flair of these cards. I'm not going to open up everything. I just want to give you guys an overview of how much content is in this whole game. You're definitely getting your money's worth if you invest in the Deep Madness universe. Here we go. Here's Lord Dagon himself. if I can get that to focus. There we go, a little better. Good. Here we got another little miniature. Okay. Alright, and that is all the content of this expansion, The Rise of Dagon. These were just one more expansion to go through. And this is Faces of the Sphere. It looks like a mini expansion. The box is, you know, half as big as the others. I believe this one has more connections to Dimension Games' latest project, which, as I said before, is Dawn of Madness. It is set in the same universe as Deep Madness. It is a prequel, as you will. I feel like it plays a little closer to Ether Fields, where you're trapped in a nightmare kind of deal from what I've read about it, from what Dimension Games has teased. But it's still, you know, a dungeon crawler, survival horror experience. A lot of unique storylines, a lot of unique monsters that affect just certain investigators. It looks really cool. It's set in the 1920s. From what I don't know if that's still the case, but that's what I thought they said, you know, a few months ago when they were giving a little overview about it. And I think Faces of the Sphere has a better, more direct or indirect connection to it. And I just noticed it does say Dawn of Madness on the box, so I do think I am right about that. It's a pretty big clue there. The artwork, again, looks really good. All right, let's read about it. What are your greatest fears, your deepest regrets, your darkest secrets? What if those things came out to say hello? There is another plane uncomfortably close to ours where your dark reflection can pull itself free from the cesspools of your imagination. To look at that being is to gaze into the, I can't say that, but the ichor within your own soul. It is to delve into the withering chaos suppressed inside your mind and become unmoored in its whirlpool of madness. But when you glance at your distorted likeness, and how could you resist? You do so at your own peril, because when you stare back into that midnight mirror, your visage stares back. The Faces of the Sphere is a new expansion for the board game Deep Madness. All right, creepy Lovecraftian horror at its finest right there. All right, so this manual is sealed. Okay, this has Italian language in it, so this one has some of the extra languages already in it. Yeah, so these are all extra language packs. I don't read other languages, so don't need any of that. But here is English. Gives us the expansion overview. This is what I just read. Comes with 9 new dice. Okay, so you can see these are the terrifying visages or reflections of some of our hero, if you will, investigators from the original campaign, and these are their dark, tormented souls. This is what is locked away in another dimension. These are their darkest. Look at Randy Carter. It's like she's vomiting, and eating herself at the same time. I don't even know. Jared Drake, he was like the soldier hero. You can see he's just dragging, I mean, if I'm gonna guess, his own carcass, and etc. Terrifying. Like, if I looked in the mirror and saw that, wow, the mind games. Really cool, really cool. Okay, so this one has no room tiles. But it includes all these new visages. And so let me just read how the gameplay works. It introduces a new optional rule that will use the 9 visage miniatures and cards in this box. The Madness and Conscience cards included in this expansion can also be used in any chapter of Deep Madness, unless otherwise stated. and maybe add to the base game if desired. Furthermore, the Visage figures can be used in the game Dawn of Madness. There we go. There's what I was talking about, which is set in the same universe as Deep Madness. So a little cross promotion here. If you have this game, you're going to have some extra content for the Dawn of Madness game. But these can be added and played in any existing scenario, adding a further challenge and more depth and more chaos and strategy to every scenario, adding to replayability. Again, here's Randy Carter. This is the model that I think sold me on the game. I think I saw this on the Kickstarter page and I was like, I don't know what this is. It is the creepiest thing I've ever seen and I must have it. Holy cow. That looks, I mean, just terrifying and amazing all at once. Here's the other one here. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, this was a short expansion, but it seems to add a ton of depth and it's a new content to the game. Here's how Arthur Whalen, his Visage plays. After an investigator in the same room performs an attack action, he or she must discard the weapon card used for this attack and draw 3 new cards. The investigator then chooses one of these cards to keep and discards the other. So yeah, I'm not sure if these guys or these Visages are truly bad or in the game or this have a darker side or they, I don't know, haven't played, but it does seem to add a lot. New Conscious and Madness cards. And as I said, or as we saw before, new dice. Alright everyone, so far we have gone through the core box, the 2 expansion boxes in our first unboxing video. In this unboxing video for Deep Madness, we have looked at the last 2 main expansions and this 3rd expansion that adds not necessarily any new scenarios to the game, but a different way to play each and every scenario when you're looking at your reflections of yourself, these little miniatures here. And just adds replayability and a different setup and a different gameplay experience to the 14, I believe I counted right, scenarios included in the game. So the last thing I'm going to be doing here for this video is showing you guys the epic monster variants that came with the all-in pledge. These are the epic monsters. These are hard god level monsters that you can add into any scenario or that you can sub the scenarios epic or hero, or not hero because they're monsters, but boss monster for these epic variants that are just basically, as I said before, adds a lot more ways to torture yourself to this game. And there are 7 of them, so there's tons of value in this game. Now I'm going to be very careful when I open these boxes because some of the online people who just got the second wave, a few of them were damaged, like their spear had broken off or something to that effect. But most of it looked like it could be easily fixed with glue. And we saw one that needed a full replacement. So there we go. There are the epic variants to the game. And we'll just start left to right. So this is Penitent and Forsaken. Each has their own box. Doesn't tell you anything about them except this one has 2 monster figures, 2 monster cards, and 2 spawn cards. I'm going to carefully open these. Okay. So this is Penitent and Forsaken. I believe they are played together. So setup. Place the Forsaken card beside the game board. After Penitent is spawned, immediately spawn Forsaken if it is not on the board. Special. Each investigator within 3 spaces exhausts 1 sanity. Then Penitent heals X wounds. X is equal to the number of sanity exhausted. So these guys are going to be really hard to kill is what it comes down to. And these are the Italian language packs also included. Let's take a look at these monsters here. I'm not sure which is which. Focus. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, a little better. So she looks like her hair could be flaming and got a lot of just orifices and demented things. So that is Penitent and Forsaken. And yeah, Penitent is the lady with the flaming hair, as you can see with that. So there we go. There is those two. Make sure they tuck them back in. And put them back in their box, nice and safe. Okay, 1 down, 6 to go. This is Insidious, the epic monster. And let's see what we have here. Oh, he has a few things in here. So this one has 7 monster figures, 1 monster card, and 2 spawn cards. So Insidious special is spawn an egg. If the egg nearest to any investigator is closer to an investigator than Insidious, Insidious then exchanges position with that egg. After Insidious is killed, remove the nearest egg and immediately spawn Insidious in that space. Eggs are monsters, maximum 3 health, and cannot move for any reason. So this guy can just keep coming back to life. He can move around with the eggs instantly, and then if you kill him, he'll spawn on an egg. Holy cow, oh wow, that's gonna be tough. And his sequence of activation is special move attack, so he's always gonna be dropping eggs here. So we have Insidious. And we'll just take a look at one of his eggs. And the camera's not focusing too well on these minis right now. There we go. So there we go. That is Insidious. And looks like that is going to be a major challenge to our game. So that's what I mean. This game, the replayability of Deep Madness is just unlimited. Because every scenario is different. Not in terms of obviously the mission or the setup, but the order monsters come out, which rooms they come out in which order, because it's all randomized with cards. You shuffle cards for the monster deck, you shuffle cards for the room deck. So you flip a room card, that room is devoured, there's where monsters spawn, but then you don't know which monsters are going to spawn. If you add in the Faces of the Sphere expansion, there's differences. If you add in these epic monster variances, changes to gameplay and tactics. So this is the Omega Ravenous monster. Lost a card. So this one does move, attack special. There we go. So, and that is a large mini. Oh wow. Look at that. That's probably the biggest one in the game just in terms of the base on it. Give you a little terrifying image there of some poor soul that looks like it's been cut in half. I can see ribs. I can just see a head. Oh geez, I just saw that, but it's just hanging on to an arm right there. That kind of reminds me of Jurassic Park. Hold on to your butts. And then his arm is missing from a raptor. Kind of reminds me of that scene right there. All right, excellent. That is the Omega Ravenous monster. Next we have Spawn of the Sleeper. Okay, so this one also has little add-on monsters or miniatures. So there's 7 monster figures in this one as well. This is Spawn of the Sleeper. Looks like a little gargoyle-esque, except deadlier, creepier. Those wings obviously are a little brittle, so we're going to be careful with him. Keep him tucked in. But let's read about him, since he has some special other ones. So he does move attack special. Set up, place a tentacle card beside the board, spawn, or move. If Spawn of the Sleeper is in the same space with a tentacle after its move action, it immediately performs another move action. And then special, roll 1, I think that's a 12-sided die, and spawn X tentacles in X different near spaces that I knew will contain tentacles. X is equal to... Okay. So really I think that's just a way for him to move around the board a lot faster. I'm not sure how that makes it epic or harder. But it can definitely, if you're trying to kill him, he's just going to be bouncing around. Looks cool. Looks different. Alright, Devourer of Worlds. Single monster in here. Carefully get him out. There we go. Again, very large miniature. Don't even know where the front or the back is on this guy. And that might be the front, so there's some teeth. Alright, Devourer of Worlds. Special. Choose an investigator in the same space and place his or her figure on this card. The abilities on his or her investigator card are treated as blank, while the figures on this card at the end of his or her next activation spawn his or her figure. If any monsters in the same space with the Devourer of Worlds, immediately move the monster directly to the space spawn nearest any investigator. So there we go. There's the special rules for Devourer of Worlds. A couple more guys, and then we're actually going to show you some of the bonus extra content. It doesn't really change the gameplay. Special dice quickly. I'm not going to open them, so I'm going to show it to you. And then we're going to show the storage boxes. And that is it. Alright, Dimension Rift. Monster number 6. Okay. So there is the Dimension Rift monster. So his special is move every investigator within Dimension Rifts, and that's a symbol which I don't know about yet, into its space and deal 2 damage to each of them. If there is no such investigator, it performs a move action instead. Any investigator's line of sight cannot get into, through, or out of Dimension Rift space. After a Dimension Rift takes wounds, move to an adjacent space that contains the least number of investigators. So there you go. He's going to be tough. And lastly is Drifter King. Now, actually, this is the one that most people said had a spear broken off. So let's hope mine has arrived intact. Quartermaster did a great job of triple bubble wrapping this. FedEx didn't drop it. My wife brought it right into the house. So I hope everything is safe. That's upside down. And yes, cool, all right. Intact. So yeah, several people post pictures where this spear had snapped off. And yeah, you just glue the arm back on and life goes on. But I know it can be frustrating when you spend a lot of money on a game to have a little bit of right broken. It doesn't affect gameplay at all, but again, you don't want anything damaged. So he looks cool. Tentacles. Looks like a Poseidon, possibly. That's what the scepter looks like. Almost like a trident, though it's, you know, a scepter. Cool. Carefully place him back in. Okay, and lastly, oops, drop the card, hold on. Alrighty. Drifter King. Place 3 madness tokens on this card. That's the setup. Each investigator within line of sight exhausts X sanity. X is equal to the number of madness tokens on this card. For each point of sanity that an investigator cannot exhaust during this action, he takes 1 wound token. So, cool. He can basically wound you with his mind and not really have to attack you. After the target investigator takes at least 1 wound, place 1 madness token on this card. So then it stacks. This might be the hardest one I've read yet, just looking at it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to have to, if we play him, make sure that we get sanity tokens stacked up, but that is not going to be an easy fight against him. Okay, guys, that is all the actual gameplay content in this game. Over 2 videos. Holy cow. Lots of good stuff here. As I said, this game I've been excited for a year. I feel like a kid on Christmas now. It was like 5 weeks late getting here, which in Kickstarter world is early, because Kickstarters are notorious for running, 3-6 months behind. This one was said September, arrived in November, so not bad, but oh my god, I'm so excited. As I said, I'm excited for Tainted Grail. That should be coming any week. I'm probably not going to do an unboxing video of that because there's so many out there already, because it's such a popular game, but just this game right here, I've been waiting for. Okay, a couple more just special things, extras that it came with the all-in pledge. So we did have some additional investigators with some additional special abilities. We got John Murdoch. We got Lucas Kane. We do have Wade Phillips. We've seen him before. I got 2 of the dice packs. We got the Fusion dice pack in this red and black scheme. Then we got the Enlightened dice pack with the white dice, but the really cool green looking monster dice. Again, this just adds cool dice to the game. There's a bag, I think, for drawing tokens when we're devouring rooms. We're placing different tokens on them. This is a token upgrade pack. This was an add-on. This was not actually including the all-in. And there was another token pack that I didn't get, and I'm not sure why I didn't get it. I think, I don't know. I'm not sure if I need it or not. But these tokens are thicker. They're not punch-out, cardboard. These, I mean, they're tokens. They're really nice. They're really smooth. They're professional. They're not quite poker chip weight, but these are a major upgrade over the, well, I just spilled half of them, but major upgrade over the included punchboard tokens. Okay, so that is that. That's just the extra content I got. Let me pick up my mess here quick. All right, only 3 of them hit the floor. Not bad. Okay. And lastly, how are we going to store all of this content? 200 miniatures, all the room tiles that we have done. I mean, all of that. That's 2 deep, 2 boxes deep there. That is deep madness. So there's 2 things that came with Deep Madness, and via a stretch goal and an add-on. Profundum was a stretch goal. You didn't have to pay extra for it directly. You did have to pay extra for shipping with it, so you could choose not to get it. This is what stores all the cards, the investigator tokens, the room tiles, the dice, all the gameplay stuff. And next to it, as an add-on, is Monstrum. And Monstrum is what stores the minis. This is 4 or 5 layers of foam core pre-cut that has a little home for each miniature. You can see the thickness level there. That is a big, big box. But we're just gonna go right into Profundum first. So again, blue, nice font. There we go. So it comes with an organizer. It's French. So that's not going to help me immediately. But it has an overview of where everything goes. Obviously so helpful to have those diagrams. There we go. There's the French, Germany, English. Okay, so we have, figure bases, facade cards, small room tiles go on top. You have all the other room. These do fit sleeve cards from what I've been told and what other people have confirmed. And I do sleeve my cards. You have all your tarot size cards, all the madness cards, search cards. But you see, these aren't separated by which, you know, expansion. So I will be putting special dots like blue for the original box, red for, you know, whatever, to make sure they're organized. And the turn underneath, you have all the hatches, etc., etc. This is what I was talking about. The very first scenario of the game is so hard, and it turns so many people off to this game because, you know, they're thinking at least the first one, maybe that's a tutorial level. Nope, not the case in Deep Madness. It is the hardest scenario there is. They created an actual official easy mode for it. So welcome to the madness. You're jumping in right away. No hand holding here. Clarifications. You know, just things where players maybe didn't read the rule book. This is what the benching game said, that just people were missing rules in the rule book. They weren't catching certain things, so now they've pointed out the clarifications or things that they thought were clear weren't. So that's what this reprint was just, it didn't really change gameplay at all. It just cleaned up some of the instructions. This is a special scenario. Bring us to 15. And 16. Scenarios. Good. So here we go. I'm not going to take any of this off, but we can see this is 2 layers deep. You can see oh yeah, here we go. Here's what I'm talking about for John. It's actually, okay, so John is a bad guy, the cat. I was thinking about where he can actually play him or play as him. Okay, so maybe you don't play as him, but he can be evil and you can play against him. So that's a fun little variant, and you can see he's a cat, 9 lives. That was fun that they added that. So you can see all the punched out tokens, everything, tiles, room things here, cards, trays, dice, all that goes in here. 2 full layers deep. So tons, again, content in this game already, and I foresee, based on the success of the second printing, which was just under 1 million, did very well. Dimension Games has been a great company to support, great communication. As I said, just a couple weeks late, and now it's just more trying to then get the shipping containers out in time kind of deal. You know how it is with that. And that was right around the tariff scares and everything. But no, I've been very happy with them. Okay, I'm not going to move that. I'm just going to move my camera. Here is Monstrum. Now, some people have had some complaints about this box that it is too good. It's too sealed. So when you put the lid back on, air doesn't escape, and you can feel the pressure, and some of these have torn. So I'm actually going to probably drill just a couple tiny little 1/8 holes in through the box, and that way they can vent. But Monstrum, the name fits, it's monstrous. I have a diagram printed out already how to organize this, but this is basically just foam core. Pre-cut, all the monsters will go here, and we will keep them organized. And then this, as I said, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's thicker. There we go. You can see that one. Well, actually, no, you can't see. The bottom one, a lot thicker than the other one. This is where a lot of the epic monster variants will go. Some of the large, ultra large miniatures will store in that one. So you can see they're all pre-cut, which is nice. But that's going to fit all of our miniatures. So as I said, close to 200 or over 200 minis in the game. Very happy that they came up with this storage solution. That wasn't, it wasn't add-on, but worth it in my book to protect my investment. And that's going to keep all these miniatures from breaking. It's going to keep them safe. But if I ever want to take this to my favorite local board gaming store. Even if I'm just going to play by myself, but that way my kids don't get into any of these pieces. I can just pick up these 2 boxes and go instead of, 6, 7 boxes. That's really going to help make this game more manageable for setup than anything. Pad on top. But again, that's good, probably 13 inches deep. That's not a small box. Good, thick cardboard. Now, I'm probably not going to put the box order on because, as I said, it's a little bit of a struggle because it's just too tight. Yeah, you can kind of see here when I push, the box is kind of giving. So I'm going to have to wiggle it on there. I'm probably not going to do anything more than push it on there. I don't want to split the box yet. So I said I'm just going to drill a couple holes in there and life will be good. Okay, wow. Guys, we did it. We have unboxed Deep Madness. All 6 gameplay boxes, all 7 Epic Monster add-ons, and we've done the 2 storage variants. And as I said, I'm going to spend the next couple days getting this all put. A quick video of how I have it organized, a little reboxing video. Hopefully if you're interested in this game, they're going to do a reprint soon. Otherwise, if you liked what you saw and you want to jump into this universe, Dawn of Madness starts November 19th, and I hope to have this video up before then because I've been really bad at getting videos up lately. But if I don't, I'm sorry, guys. All right, well, I am just thrilled. So, until next time, it will be just Meeple and me.